Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Danielle and I wanted to do a kind of a combined May and June book haul for you. So let's get started. The first book that I want to talk about is, or not, I guess talk about, that I got is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, and this is by Mackenzi Lee. Now, what I know about this book, I should know more because I went to her book signing, but it's about a guy named Monty who is like wealthier, because it's, what time period is this in? Like a long time ago, but he's wealthy, and I guess guys back then, when you were wealthy, before you got married, you just like traveled and like got all your craziness out. So it's his time to do that, and he goes with his best friend Percy, and his little sister happens to tag along as well. But as he's on this trip, he realizes that he's actually in love with his best friend Percy. So that sounds really good. And then I haven't read this yet, but Mackenzi mentioned that in the book there's like a streaking scene. So I'm kind of excited to read that because I think it'll be really funny. But let me show you inside, since I did say that I got it signed. Like, how cool is, can you see? How cool is that? So neat. And her Sharpie even matches the color of her book. I mean, girl was prepared. Alright, the next book that I got is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. Now, I just talked about this a little bit in my wrap-up, so you can definitely watch that to see like more of what this book is about. However, I don't want to tell too much about it because that would spoil the story. But it's about this village who thinks that every year they have to abandon a baby in a woods to please this like evil witch that lives in the woods. And that's all I'm going to say. Besides, there's a little dragon in the story, there's a swamp monster, there's more than one witch in this story, and there's plenty of magic. So I would highly recommend. Next, in May, I was kind of bebopping around a lot, and I stopped at a few Goodwill. I only stopped at 2 Goodwill stores, and one of the stores had a ton of Goosebumps books, and I've been watching Cameron over at Book Movie Guy. I'll leave his channel links. I'll leave his channel link down below, but he did like a Goosebumps haul, and I was like, oh, I remember reading those books when I was in elementary school. It brought back so many memories, and I was like, I have no idea where those books are though. So I found some original ones from Goodwill, by R.L. Stine, obviously, Vampire Breath. Then I found Deep Trouble. Then I found Ghost Beach. And then I picked this one up from the bookstore. It's not like, it's a new, like the new ones. Not the old from when I was in school, because if you feel like the Goosebumps are just smooth, but the old ones, they actually have like goosebumps. How clever! But this one is The Curse of Camp Cold Lake. Loves it. And then I also got this Monstrous Thing by Mackenzi Lee. Now, my silly self even forgot to bring this to the book signing. But I haven't yet read this yet. But let's see. From what I know is it's based a long time ago again. It's based in 1818 Geneva, and men are built from clockwork parts. So that sounds very interesting. And I know it kind of has like a Frankenstein vibe. So I'm excited to get into this. Next, I got The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This book has been on my Amazon wish list forever. Pretty much all that I know is that there's a circus, and that's all that I know. And I won this book actually from Melissa and Barnhill Reads here on YouTube. So thank you so much, Melissa. I will leave her channel linked down below. She is another booktuber as well. And then I got the Greenglass House by Kate Milford. Now, this book is about this like house. I think it's kind of like a bed and breakfast. And right now it is like winter, that sort of thing. So the bed and breakfast is generally super slow, like hardly nobody's there. But all of a sudden, a ton of people start arriving to this bed and breakfast. And the main character, Milo, he's 12 years old, starts to realize that all these people that are arriving have like some sort of connection to this house. So it sounds really interesting. Again, this is a middle grade book, and it did win the Edgar Award of Best Juvenile Mystery. So I'm excited to read this. The next book I have here is Perfect 10 by L. Phillips. Now, this is an ARC, but you can purchase this book right now. It's out, and the book signing that I went to, you could pick a free ARC. So I was like, oh, cool. So I thought I would pick this one up because I've been wanting to read it. The main character, he's in high school, and he just broke up with his boyfriend, and he's kind of like, great, because there are no other gay guys in his high school that he knows of that he can date. So that's kind of a bummer. But he talks to his best friend, and his best friend practices, oh my gosh, practices, that's not a word, oh my god, she does Wicca. And so she and him together decide that he's okay if she puts a love spell on him. And that's as much as I know. So I'm super excited to read this. And I don't know, on the front page, this like character has a unicorn head on. And then look at the like little, where it tells you that it's an advanced reader copy, is a little unicorn. I think that's so cool. But anyways, I'm definitely excited to read this. And then I got this book here called House of Secrets by Chris Columbus and Ned Vizzini. Now, I saw this at the bookstore, and it was facing, you know, like this. And all that I saw was this eye. And I was like, who is it? Egyptian mythology? Like, is that supposed to be the Eye of Horus? It's not. But this is a adventure. And every time I can never remember what it's about. But I know this family moves into like this old house, and it's just like really creepy and stuff. And I know that this is the first book, obviously. It says book 1. And then I did see book 2 on the shelf. So, you know, I'm excited to read this. I don't know, did I say it was middle grade? It's a middle grade book. And look at the top there. It says it's blurred by J.K. Rowling. And she says that it's a breakneck roller coaster of an adventure. So very exciting. I have another ARC, Mask of Shadows by Linsey Miller. And this one is definitely fantasy, because look at the cover. I'm like, oh, the cover is so cool. Kind of gives me like major Game of Thrones vibes. But what I know from the story is that the land or whatever city the queen that rules is having like open auditions to be her #1 assassin. What? So that's kind of cool. And it also says on here that it's perfect for fantasy fans of Sarah J. Maas and Leigh Bardugo. So there you go. I'm excited to read this one. It doesn't come out until September, so I'll probably wait to read it though. Ta-ta! Next, I'm so excited to read this. I did read this Savage Song and freaking loved it. Now, this is our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab, and it's the second book, but I think this is only a duology. So there's this Savage Song and then this one here, our Dark Duet. Now, this is, I don't know what the second one is about, but there's, I just bonked this. The world that they live in, there's like 3 different monsters. And the city is kind of divided as to where on one side of the city, this Kate Harker is the main character. Her dad rules the one part of the city, and he has a deal with two out of the 3 monsters. Then on the other side of the city is where the other monster lives. Well, so one of the monsters is like a vampire, which they have kind of funky names in here. I forget what they're actually called. And then there's another one on the one side of the city, and they're like really scary. I wish I could remember their names. But then on this side of the city where Kate Harker's like dad doesn't rule, the other monster, like, which I really like, they're really cool. August Flynn is one of those monsters. And they suck the lives out of like humans who have sinned with music. So hence like the names of the books. The Savage Song, our Dark Duet, you know, they're just really good. I highly recommend Victoria Schwab. I love all her writing. I love, she writes under Victoria Schwab, and these are YA books, and then she writes under V.E. Schwab in like the sci-fi fantasy for adults, and I've read Vicious by her. Woo! So good, you guys. Alright, moving right along. Oh, I didn't realize I got this many flipping books. Alright, I got Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller. Now, I don't know anything about this besides pirates, and I'm okay with that. Ooh, and you guys, can we take a moment here? Because I just opened up the book. Look at this. How cool. It's like a pirate ship drawing. Love it. I wonder if Nightfare is the name of her pirate ship, because that's the name next to it. But I'm excited to read this. Next. Ooh, Royal Bastards by Andrew Schwartz. Now, I don't know anything about this. The reason why I got this was because the title reminded me of Game of Thrones. The sword in Bastards reminded me of Game of Thrones, and then like the chair. So I'm like, yes. But I've heard good things about this, so I'm excited to get into this. Then I got The Last of August. Now this is just the jacket cover because I'm reading it right now. And this is the second book in the Study of Charlotte trilogy by Brittany Cavallaro. And basically it's about Charlotte Holmes and Jamie Holmes, who are the great-great-granddaughter and grandson of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. And they both have been framed for murder. So, there you go. Second one, that's the first one. The second one, like I said, I'm reading it right now. So good. All right. Oh, then, along with my Goosebumps kick, I found this. It's like a tin. How freaking neat. And it has like the Goosebumps books on the side, the G on the bottom. This is the top. It is kind of like raised here. But then if you open her up, inside, there's books. So there's One Day at Horrorland. Let's see if I can balance this on my lap. There's The Haunted Mask, and again, all by R.L. Stine. There is Welcome to Dead House. There is, these are gonna fall. There is Say Cheese and Die, and then The Night of the Living Dummy, all by R.L. Stine. And I just thought that was so cool because it's kind of like a collectible tin, if you will. And again, like I said, I was on this Goosebumps book kick. And so you can put them, it's gonna fall over. So let's put them all back. Bam! And they're in this cute little case. And then the last thing that I got is actually a graphic novel because I've been trying to expand my horizons and read graphic novels. And this one is called Fables. And somebody that I know recommended that I read this, and then I also like to watch Elliot Brooks, her YouTube channel, and she talked about this book, and I was like, well, 2 people said it's good, so I should pick it up. I'll leave her channel link below. She's another booktuber if you'd like to watch her. But this is basically fairy tale characters live among regular people. It kind of gave me like Once Upon a Time vibes, but I don't know because obviously I haven't read it yet. But I'm excited to read this, and I've heard super good things about it. So, yeah. And that's it, you guys. This was a long haul. But again, it was my, once again, May and June book haul. So, let me know if you've read any of these books, and if you like them, or, you know, if you didn't like them, let me know, and let me know what you're reading, and, what you think, what you're reading, and if you think I might like something that you read, definitely let me know, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!